Are you serious? Are you serious? We have breaking news. Breaking news out of Jerusalem again. A prominent rabbi has been killed. He's been murdered. I just did a video here this morning with breaking news. Jerusalem under attack. 2 separate attacks leaves 3 Israelis dead and 20 wounded. Here's a picture actually from the scene of the crimes. 2 separate locations. 3 Israelis dead, 20 wounded. 20 wounded. It's insane. The intifada has begun. But now we just got information. Heidi just called me a moment ago, and I'm here at home. And of course, she called and said, Paul, there's one of the 3 dead is a prominent rabbi. His name is Rabbi Yeshaye Krischevsky. And here's a picture of him right here. He is one of the 3 that is dead, and that is Rabbi Yeshaye Krischevsky. They're in Jerusalem, a prominent rabbi. He's one of the 3 that were murdered in the streets of Jerusalem this morning. You know, I just left Jerusalem yesterday morning. Every day I was there was killings, shootings, stabbings, murders going on, threats, bombings, rockets fired out of Hamas. Israeli IDF responding, all kinds of things taking place. Well, it continues. Here's some of the pictures of this scene. Again, this was the scene. The people are gathering now. Folks are beginning to understand that there are people killed. And now the word getting out. One was a prominent rabbi there in Jerusalem. Here's, again, it was 2 different attacks. 2 separate attacks in the city of Jerusalem, leaving 3 dead and 20 wounded, as there was gunfire shot into the bus as well. Besides shooting the bus, another Arab Palestinian jumped in the bus and started stabbing people. And here's some more pictures on the streets there as the blood and the carnage. As the chaos. And this is one of the 3 victims is Rabbi Yeshaye Krischevsky. Let me just make sure I can say his name. I'm trying my best to say his name correctly. Rabbi Yeshaye Krischevsky. And if I'm saying his name wrong, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Now, it's a fluid situation in Jerusalem today. Last week, all week long, I was there. People were murdered every day. Every day, and I felt the tension, and I come within the scene twice within 2 hours of attacks at Damascus Gate, where I had been there and then left, and then 2 hours later was the attacks. Each time, God, the Holy Spirit told me, just don't get out of the car, don't get out of the taxi and go into the Damascus Gate. Go a different direction. Go in the Dung Gate, go in a different gate. Go to Megiddo today, different things. I kept listening, and I even went down to the Garden Tomb on Friday morning, and we went down there, Jeff, the cameraman, and we were going to go down there and film at the Garden Tomb, but there was at least 100 Israeli military police surrounding the Garden Tomb. I went into the Garden Tomb and said, can we do some filming here? We want to actually do a television show from some footages. This is a background. They said, you got to come back tomorrow. This is Friday prayers. The mosque right next door to the Garden Tomb is going to let out. We don't know what's going to happen. That's why you see all these police around here. In the intifada of the year 2000, the Garden Tomb was attacked. So these guys, there were 7 of them in there working. There was hardly any tourists, maybe 1 or 2 in there. They said, guys, it's just not safe. You should really come back tomorrow. It's Friday, and they're getting ready to let them out of the mosque. So we left the Garden Tomb. We got scheduled. We went back. Then on the Sabbath, we actually went back on Saturday morning. I think it was. I can't remember now. And we did the we did the television show there because they let us have the entire Garden Tomb for an hour where we could do it. But here's the point. When we left the Garden Tomb and was walking to find a cab, there was at least 100 armed Israeli military police. I did not get my camera out and do a video. I was afraid they would confiscate my camera. But Jeff did pull out a camera and snap pictures. And so I'll have those pictures that I'll incorporate into a television show that's being edited, put on. I shot 9 television shows while we were there, so there's a lot of great footage you haven't seen yet on YouTube that will be in the television programming that's coming up here in November and December. Now, let me just say quickly, but as we were leaving The bus loads of Muslims were being unloaded coming to the mosque. So we were walking back through the Muslims as they were going down to the mosque next to the Garden Tomb. We got out of there, got a cab, got out of there. I just tell you, it is intense there, and we have breaking news. A rabbi has been murdered. Matter of fact, get this. 3 Israelis were killed in these 2 simultaneous attacks in Jerusalem. 20 others injured or wounded, and a number of them are still in critical condition. Attacks began around 9:45 a.m. local time there in Jerusalem, and where these terrorists started stabbing pedestrians and shooting and wounding people. 3 are dead, including a prominent rabbi, and he is dead, folks. So this is you have an intifada now. And you think I think it was bad last week being there. This week will be even worse, and the months to come. So I can tell you that I'm just glad I got out of the city. I'm glad I was there to firsthand report on what was happening, the beginning of what looks like the Jerusalem Jihad, which is exactly the dream I had, and why I wrote the book, Jerusalem Jihad. It's why I wrote it. I went there in 2013 and had the dream of this, a Jerusalem Intifada, a Jerusalem Jihad. And now it looks like the very dream I had is now coming to pass, which it includes, though, bombing attacks from Iran and Russia. And Russia now has moved into Syria. If you want to know more about what's getting ready to happen, you should go to my website and get the book, Jerusalem Jihad. And so it's filled with current world events and how they relate to Bible prophecy. And if you'll see here all the players, Barack Obama, Benjamin Netanyahu, John Kerry, Vladimir Putin, and Jordan's King Hussein. Also, the Pope himself, Tony Blair, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Hillary Clinton, all of them, Prince William, all of them. They're all going to play a part in this, the last days. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ. He's coming. He's coming soon.